Hey you! Yes, you! Do you want to take a break from all the political doom scrolling and talk about this band on my shirt right here, VOLA? Let's do it, okay? Hello folks, and welcome to another episode of Wheels of Mercury. This time, as promised in my Leprous album review I did a month ago, I'm going to be reviewing the new album from the Danish band VOLA, entitled Friend of a Phantom. This came out on Mascot Label Group back in November 1st, 2024, so not that long ago. They are one of my all-time favorite bands, so this will be biased a little bit. Okay, if you don't know VOLA, they formed in Denmark back in 2006 and then put out a demo called Homesick Machinery back in 2008. That was very rough production-wise. There's some instances where you can hear the sound that they would eventually take, but it's pretty rough. 2011 saw the release of their EP Monsters, which in my opinion was the true start of that signature VOLA sound. Meshuggah-like guitars contrasted with electronics and pop hooks reminiscent of Depeche Mode, and singer Oscar Migen's emotional, airy voice that might remind some Europeans who are watching of the Danish alternative rock band Mew. If you live in Denmark, you probably know who that band is. Only bringing out the heavy screams when it feels appropriate. Their debut album, Inmates, was released back in 2015. This was when I first discovered them, on Bandcamp, back when the album was set at Name Your Price on there. And I seem to remember when I got the album, I remember I was sick. Yeah, I remember I was pretty sick that day, and I feel like the album really cheered me up back then. Anyways, their next two albums, 2018's Applause of a Distant Crowd and 2021's Witness, saw them really streamlining their sound and diversifying it with dreamy prog synth rock songs like Ghost, and even a song with the American rap group Shaman on their later album called Three Black Claws, which, despite my personal feelings on that rap group's inclusion being rather shoehorned in, it became a bit of a sleeper hit for them, passing 1 million streams on YouTube. So, that brings us now to 2024 and the release of Friend of a Phantom, their fourth album. The opening track of this album features Anders Frieden of In Flames fame, who is a vocalist I'm very familiar with from back in my formative years, first getting into metal as a preteen back in the late 2000s and early 2010s. This song isn't bad. Oscar still has the ability to put out a good chorus, and it also got some playtime in SiriusXM Liquid Metal, so that's really cool. Congratulations to VOLA for getting on Liquid Metal. Break My Lying Tongue, which is another good song, it ends a bit too soon, just when it starts getting heavier. One of my favorite songs on the Friend of a Phantom album is I Don't Know How We Got Here, and it's probably my favorite out of all the pre-release singles. The addition of the drum machine beats combined with their drummer Adam Janzi's performance in the second verse part is pretty cool sounding, and the atmosphere reminds me of 24 Light Years off of their last record, which have become one of my all-time favorite songs from VOLA. Hollow Kid's riff is pretty sweet, pretty bendy, it almost has like a Korn sort of influence. It's pretty cool. It should be noted that the times where Oscar screams in the song Break My Lying Tongue, Bleed Out, and Hollow Kid reminds me of Jens Kidman, the vocalist from Meshuggah, which makes perfect sense because Oscar Migen is a huge fan of Meshuggah. I love the chorus on the closing track, Trey. I can't put my finger on who it reminds me of exactly, but it reminds me of somebody. What does that song remind you of? Put it down in the comments below. I'd love to see if you can stroke my memory because it sounds like the melody sounds familiar. Overall, I've settled on a very decent numerical score of 3 out of 5. It's a good album, but I'm not sure that it will become something I will go back to as often as the last 3 VOLA records. Time will tell if that will change, however. But you know why I love this band? They're one of my all-time favorite groups. And there is at least a bit of bias, like I said at the start of the video, towards being mildly generous towards the guys from VOLA. So, you know what? Solid album, guys. Alright, time to wrap things up for this VOLA album review. I was kind of stressed out today due to recent political developments, and I just wanted to do this video just to get my mind off of things, Subscribe to Wheels of Mercury here. There should be a video here and a video here. Rock on, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.